Okay, welcome back to my channel. Let's talk about books some more, shall we? Because I wanna talk about books. So this here is my TBR shelf. It's never been this long, guys. In my previous video, I talked about how I've been having a really bad reading year and it's sort of put me in this reading slump. It has not stopped me purchasing new books. Like, if I see a really cool book secondhand, I can't stop myself. Also, I had a coupon for a bookstore, and like I had to use it. Otherwise, like what am I gonna do? Not use the coupon? Not get the free books? No, so I've been acquiring books, but I just haven't. If you're watching this video, you know what it's like. Maybe for you this isn't even that bad of a TBR shelf. I know there's people that have like larger TBR shelves, but like for me this is like stressful. Also don't mind the hand. I did my makeup. Listen, okay, today I just want to go through all of the books that I have on my TBR. At the moment I'm reading Braiding Sweetgrass, which I've been enjoying quite a bit. Look at all the tabs. But it's taking me a very long time to get through because it's like, I feel like I'm reading something for school. It's like I want to really take in all the information. Wisdom. I'm trying to take in the wisdom. But I've decided that I want to at the same time start reading something else, like a fiction book, because I feel like, I don't know, I just want to get out of the reading slump, okay? I've decided to take a look at everything that I haven't read yet, that I own physically, and I don't know, we'll just have a look together and see what happens. Okay, we'll start all the way here with a very big book. I know what this one is. I've had it for a long time and I'm just too intimidated by it to read it. But it's The Historian. The Historian, as far as I know, is it's a vampire novel. The main character is a young woman who's like exploring the secrets of her family, and then she gets like wrapped up in all of these like dark, mystical secrets, and Vlad the Impaler's in it. That's what I know about The Historian. I'm pretty sure this is just like another like classic gothic horror story, you know, like Dracula, which I am reading at the moment along with all the other Tumblr girlies. Really enjoying Dracula daily, so maybe after I finally finish Dracula I'll start this, but I mean, it's a thick one. It's a thick boy. I don't know if I'm ever gonna read this. The next two books come in a pair. They are part of a series of which I've read the first book and I really liked the first book, and then I just never continued reading for some reason. Yeah, it's The Ask and the Answer and Monsters of Men by Patrick Ness. This is from the, what is it called? The Chaos Walking series. I absolutely loved the first book in this series. I have a vlog about the first book on my channel from a very long time ago. Yeah, and I think in that vlog I was like, I immediately want to get my hands on the second and the third one. But again, I think it's because they're so thick that I'm just intimidated. But I like these ones, I want to read them. I want to read them so bad. I haven't seen is it a movie or a series? I think it was a movie that was made on this series. I saw the trailer and I got so mad at the trailer because it looked so bad. If you've seen it, please leave me a comment and tell me if it's any good. I doubt it. The next book, I literally don't even know what this is. Oh! It's another book that I feel like everyone has read at this point, except for me. It's said to be like the OG dark academia story, and I do love some dark academia, although, as I said in my previous video, could not get through Ninth House. Let's hope I like this more than Ninth House. It's about this guy who starts going to this college. He like gets in with this band of like dark academia boys, maybe, and like dark stuff goes on. I think there's a murder involved. I am the worst at explaining books. I read The Goldfinch by Donna Tartt and I did really enjoy that, so I have high hopes for this. Very excited to read this, but it's also quite a thick one because the writing's quite small. So again, it's a biggie, but I do really want to read this. Let's look at the next one. Okay, this one, I'm actually like halfway through this one. It is The Anatomy of Story by John Truby. I mean, this is basically just a book for people who want to write stories, you know, screenplays or novels. I think it's really useful for anybody who wants to write stories, who wants to make stories happen. Any kind of storytelling, really. With things like this, you know, like how to write a good story type of theories and information, I really like getting as many like opinions as possible. I don't really follow one way because I feel like you do need to keep a sort of fluidity to your writing and a sort of freedom to your writing. You know, not putting every piece of your story in a neat little box. That being said, I do think it's super helpful in helping structure your story, and it just generally it helps. Really good stuff. But I haven't finished it. But it's something that I'm sort of slowly making my way through. Okay, next up is Eleanor Oliphant is Completely Fine. I've had this one for a little bit. I'm guessing it's like a book a little bit about mental health and like what it is to be human. But I've heard that it's pretty funny as well. Yeah, I also have heard that it's best to go into this book blind, so that's why I'm not really in the know of anything. But yeah, I really do want to get into this because I've heard so many good things about it, and it seems like it would be something I would like. Question mark. Next up. Oh yeah. This is one that I'm borrowing from my dad. I have been borrowing it from my dad for a couple of months and I still haven't read it. Waarover ik praat als ik over hardlopen praat. What I talk about when I talk about running in English, maybe? He's a runner. He runs a lot. And I used to run a lot. I don't do it as much as I used to. Aside from, you know, talking about running, there's like a lot of good philosophy in it. And also I heard that it's got a lot of interesting perspectives on writing as well, which I also would be interested to read. To be fair, I've only ever read one Murakami book. I should probably read some more. But yeah, my dad liked this one, and my dad has pretty good taste in books, so yeah, should be good. The Traveling Cat Chronicles. This one has been on my to-read list for a long time, but I finally got myself like a nice copy. I usually don't buy nicer, expensive, like hard copies of books unless it's a book I've already read and I know that I love it. So this is like, this better be good because I mean, okay, I technically got it for free because it was like, I had my coupon, but still. But yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna really like this because it's just got the vibes. I think it's written from the perspective of a cat. Hold on. Yes, it's written from the perspective of a cat. Honestly, that's enough for me to want to read it. But yeah, it's set in Japan, which is always something that I like because I used to live there. I lived there for like 4 years. Reading about stories that are set in Japan just kind of make me feel like home a little bit. I get like really nostalgic about like the stupidest things. Yeah, this should be good, right? Like I don't think there's a chance I'm not gonna like this. I think we've hit the Japanese literature part of the shelf. I bought a bunch of Japanese translated works, mainly because, I don't know, like, I tend to just really like them. This is another example. This is Earthlings by Sayaka Murata. I'm really excited to read this one, mainly because Sayaka Murata is the author of Convenience Store Woman and Convenience Store Woman. That book blew me away. I love Convenience Store Woman. I recommend Convenience Store Woman for every person who doesn't really feel like they belong in society and who feels like they're weird or different, or like any person in their adult life that feels lost, or for people who don't feel like they're doing enough, like when it comes to like what society asks of you. Convenience Store Woman is an amazing book. Okay, tangent over. She also wrote Earthlings. As a child, Natsuki believed she was an alien, a different species to her Earthling family and classmates. She hoped a spaceship would come down and take her home. Now she lives quietly in an asexual marriage, pretending to be normal. But the buried horrors of Natsuki's past are pursuing her. As she flees the suburbs for the Nagano Mountains, and a reunion with her beloved cousin Yu, she wonders, what will it take to escape the Earthlings? Oh, this is gonna be good. Next up, we have another translated Japanese work. It is The Forest of Wool and Steel. When I heard what this was about, I just thought it sounded so perfect. The only thing that I know is that this is about a person who wants to become a piano tuner. I heard that this is quite slow paced and that like it's one of those stories where like nothing really happens, but it's just vibes. If the vibes are anything like the cover of this book, I mean, As he presses down on the keys, the scent of warm earth and whispering leaves rises up in my mind, drifting from beneath the open lid of the piano. Okay, next. This book looks old, but it's one of the newbies that I bought, but I don't know what happened. I don't know if I did this or if it was like this when I bought it, but it's a little broken. But it's The House in the Cerulean Sea by T.J. Klune? T.J. Klune. Yes. This book has been recommended to death to me by multiple people. So I guess I'll read it. From what I understand, it is about some guy in his 40s who is leading kind of like a boring life, and he doesn't have a lot of joy in life. He is sent to, I guess, this place, the House in the Cerulean Sea, on like an assignment for his job. And in the house live all of these dangerous children. I don't know what that means, but you know, and he has to sort of assess what's going on in the house or whatever. Like, anyways, he's sent to the house to be with these children. What I'm guessing is that through spending time with the people in this house, that he's gonna sort of find himself again, find joy in life again. I don't know, this is just me speculating. I've just heard that this book draws a lot of emotions from you, but mostly like feels really warm and happy and like a hug. It seems really nice. Doesn't this seem nice? I feel like you've probably had this recommended to you before. Or am I the only one that gets recommended this book all the time? The next one's a big one, and it was a very impulsive purchase. But I really like the author, so I was like, it can't be bad. The Every by Dave Eggers. Honestly, I don't know how I'm ever gonna get through this. It's huge. But like, I thought it was really pretty. Like, look at the spine, it's very pretty. I haven't even looked at the synopsis of this. I didn't even check. I just saw Dave Eggers, new book. Gotta have it. I think my favorite book by his is You Shall Know Our Velocity. That book really hit me hard. He's so good at creating like flawed but lovable characters. Like real characters that feel so real. Let's see what this is about. The Every imagines a future where humanity has submitted to a life of surveillance and digital monopoly, and what happens when one woman resists. Is it like dystopian? The Every blends satire and terror, while keeping the reader in breathless suspense about the fate of the company and the human animal. Cool. Alright, next one. Oh yeah, Collected Ghost Stories. I think I've shown you this before. I've owned this for quite a while. It's just a collection of ghost stories by M.R. James. I've read maybe like 20-25% of this book. It stays on the shelf because I want to remember it when I feel like reading one of these. I usually whip this out around Halloween time. I literally don't know what this one is. Oh yeah, okay, this is another one that I've had for a very long time, and I don't know if I'm ever gonna actually read it, but it's The Crimson Petal and the White by Michelle Faber. I love Michelle Faber. Okay, hi, this is another day because my camera died. As I was saying, this is a big boy, and it's about a prostitute, I believe, that gets like whisked away by someone, and then she sort of like makes her way up the social classes within society. It takes place in 1870s London. The premise of this by itself doesn't really do it for me, but I know that I really like Michelle Faber's writing, and I know that this is like a super loved book. I know a lot of people really like it, but God, it's big. It's over 800 pages, and the text is super small, so I know this is gonna take me forever, and that's why I just haven't read it. But it is there. I might have to read it at some point. Maybe if I ever go on another vacation where I have like a lot of leisure time, maybe that would be a good idea. Then we have this book that I've also had for quite a while, and I've read like maybe like 40% of it. I'm not sure. It's just a book I like to flip through. It's called De mooiste meesterwerken van Van Gogh. So it's in Dutch. I mean, I just like Van Gogh. Like, I spent like 2 weeks in France going to all the places that were like important in Van Gogh's life, and like I went to the places where he painted all the paintings, and I went to see his grave. This is honestly just a collection of his most famous works. With it, there's like information on the painting, but also on his life, and it's just good. So yeah, again, this is on my TBR shelf. It's something that I am continuously sort of reading. I just need to like keep it on the shelf so that I remember to pick it up every once in a while. Like if I remember I have it, then I will continue reading it. You know what I mean? Yeah. And finally, The Lonely Castle in the Mirror. This one I've heard so many good things about, and it sounds right up my alley. In a tranquil neighborhood of Tokyo, 7 teenagers wake to find their bedroom mirrors are shining. At a single touch, they are pulled from their lonely lives to a wondrous castle filled with winding stairways, watchful portraits, and twinkling chandeliers. In this new sanctuary, they are confronted with a set of clues leading to a hidden room where one of them will be granted a wish. But there's a catch. If they don't leave the castle by 5 o'clock, they will be punished. See, this straight up sounds like a fairy tale. I'm really, really intrigued by this. I don't think I've read a Japanese book in this genre before. But yeah, this one I'm hoping to get to pretty soon as well, just because I'm like so intrigued by the concept. I think it's a good summer read as well, so maybe. So this is my TBR shelf. I have more. I also have like a digital one with like my ebooks and stuff, but I'm not counting those because I just feel like those are less urgent. Somehow having a physical copy makes it feel more urgent. So yeah, what am I gonna be reading? Can't really tell you in detail because I have another video planned for that. What I can say though is that I'll be continuing to read Braiding Sweetgrass, but as I've said, this is going to take me a little bit longer to get through. So I have decided to, at the same time, start reading something else. As I told you, my battery died. This bit is filmed like a week later. I have already started my other book, and yeah, I started reading Earthlings. Spoilers, it's so good. So yeah, this is actually the next book that I'm reading. But what I'll be reading after this is a little bit of a surprise for the next video. I might be doing a little bit of a summer marathon, a readathon, if you will. But yeah, you'll find out about all that marathon, readathon type of stuff in the next video. For now, this is my TBR. I'm reading these 2 books and I'm enjoying both of them. That's all I have to say. I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you're interested in a little bit of a readathon, feel free to subscribe. That video is coming in, I don't know, a week or 2. Yeah, for now, I'm just gonna leave you here. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!